Deion Sanders is the new head football coach at Colorado, leaving the HBCU powerhouse Jackson State, heading to a Power 5 conference, Colorado. I'm going to break it all down for you, tell you what it all means. God's favorite host of the Moist, here on the Flex Zone Podcast YouTube channel, only place giving you your sports, how you want it, when you need it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on Deion Sanders heading to Colorado, and will he be able to turn the program back to its glory that it's had in the early 2000s? The Flex Zone Podcast, y'all, coming to you live right now. What's going on, everybody? God's favorite host, the host of the Moist, back here on the Flex Zone Podcast YouTube channel. Only place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. Thank you for joining me today. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell. Deion is headed to Colorado, leaving Jackson State. I have the real reason why Deion left. And we have to stop as the HBCU community, as an HBCU graduate myself, the Black community, as calling people sellouts and saying they're quick to leave when the opportunity presents themselves for larger income financial expansion. And I think Deion said it best in his exit interview with Jackson State, which he recorded as they're doing a reality show, which will be on Amazon Prime, I think, early next year. And he even had cameras at Colorado yesterday. He wants to be transparent. Before you hear from anyone else in the world of social media and everybody wanting to be first in breaking news and information, you want to hear from me first. I'm being transparent as I can be. And he said it in coaching. You're either elevated or you're terminated. If you're a coach and you do well for 5, 10, 15 years, if you're blessed to go that long, like some of the longer tenure coaches in this world of sports, your time will come. Very few coaches get to ride off into the sunset and retire. Most likely they're fired or they go to another situation, especially in the college ranks. And I think Deion Sanders broke that down perfectly. And don't get me wrong, having that pay raise, because let's not be facetious here. HBCUs do not have the financial resources and financial backing of alumni and boosters like these Power 5 Division I big time programs like a Colorado has and will have with a name like the Coach Prime, Deion coming back to coach there and be in the Pac-12. Let's not forget the Pac-12 is going to have an opportunity for Deion to be successful. USC, UCLA, they're heading to the Big Ten. Colorado, yes, they are riddled of talent. They have guys left in the transfer portal. But I don't think Deion takes this job, one, yes, to be the CEO, but put his guys on. He's going to bring his coaches. He's going to bring 10, 15, if not more of his guys from Jackson State that are highly level recruiting, who can play on big time stages that we may not have known about if they did not ever get this opportunity at Colorado, thanks to Coach Prime. He's going to bring his sons with him. His son will be starting at quarterback. He already mentioned that in the press conference. We will see just how good he is against D1 level and potential NFL talent competition under his father's leadership at coach. Like I said, Deion's going to bring in his guys. Deion is going to have the opportunity and resources to use two things you got to have in the college football game to compete now. NIL money, using the name, image, and likeness, and transfer portal. Deion already told guys you can go ahead and leave if you want. I'm bringing my luggage in, and it's Louis. It's top notch. It's number one head of the class. Let's look at the news here. Deion was named Jackson State coach back in 2020, and he's now heading to Colorado after 3 years. He was 27-5 at Jackson State. It began in 2020 during the abbreviated COVID-19 pandemic season. We know they went 4-3, which actually matched their win total from a 12-game season in 2019. Now, after that, in 2021, he went 11-2. They won their first SWAC championship since 2007. And this season, they're undefeated through 12 games, just won the SWAC championship again and headed to the Celebration Bowl, which they are favored to win in. And he said he will coach in, I believe, as well. Colorado knew what they were getting with Deion. Last year, They went 0-5. They followed their coach and then went 1-6 under the interim coach. So Carol Dorrell, 0-5 start, fired. 1-6 under Mike Sanford. They finished last in the Pac-12. They haven't won a conference championship since 2001, and that was back when they were in the Big 12. Now, there is hope. I think Deion knows that with the potential here, I would not expect in year one a Lincoln Riley type turnaround or even what we saw up in Washington this season. I think it's going to take 2 to 3 years for Deion to really see some change. I think year one is going to be how competitive can they be in the Pac-12? Can they keep games close? Can they acquire talent through the NIL, through the transfer portal, and guys from Jackson State? We know that he had a top 100 recruit coming to Jackson State. Does he bring those guys with him? Does he bring some of the other talent around the country that maybe doesn't get to go to some of the larger schools? Can he pry some of these 4 and 5-star guys away from the USCs, from the UCLAs, from the Alabamas, the Notre Dames, the Oklahomas, the LSUs, the Georgias? Can he do that from the Clemsons? Can he pry some of these 4 and 5-star guys away? And I think he can. He's going to walk into your living room. He's going to tell your mom. He's going to tell your dad. He's going to tell your family that you will have a chance to play in a safe, crime-free city, a beautiful stadium, a beautiful fan base, a bigger stage than you may have gotten in the HBCU arena. You may have opportunities to get to the NFL, to play 3-4 years, make an impact, and really get your name out there. And I think with HBCUs, we have to be thankful for what Deion did. Not only was he selling out or nearly selling out Jackson State home games, when he took that show on the road, when he took that show to other HBCUs, to other teams in that conference, he bought money. He sold out their arenas. People were coming to see what Jackson State was all about, what Deion was all about. So he was putting money into these other HBCUs. Now, do I think that maybe the HBCUs, the HBCU commissioners, the HBCU presidents maybe should have put more money up to try to get Deion to stay? Yes, but I don't think ultimately they would have been able to match what Colorado was trying to do, honestly, from a financial aspect. Deion is probably getting, 10 times what he was making at Jackson State. I think the numbers came in. He's going to be making almost $30 million over the tenure of this deal. He already met the players, said he doesn't want any hats, earrings, hoodies on in meetings. He's going to say, those of you we don't want to run off, as he's quoted as saying, we're trying to make you quit. That's what our season is going to look like. I want the ones that don't want to quit, that want to be here, who want to work, who want to win. He wants to work. He wants to win. He wants to let them get a taste of what winning culture is like with the 49ers, like the Cowboys, like he did at Jackson State. Hell, Deion was mentioned even before going to Jackson State for the Florida State job. I was liking that opportunity potentially for him. And like I said, the team moves, no earrings, hats, or hoodies. There ain't going to be none of that mess that wonderful Colorado fans and student bodies gave up for 2 decades now. He's tired of losing. He says, I'm coming in, and when I get here, there's going to be change. And the favorite quote from a lot of people, we got a few positions already taken care of because I'm bringing my leverage with me, and it's Louis. It's top-notch, it's head of the line, and it's going to be that. He's named his son as quarterback. He looks like he has this guy there. He's going to bring probably at least 10 to 15, maybe 20 Jackson State guys potentially over that are capable of playing at that level. He's going to get some NILs. He's going to get some transfer portals. But like I said, the reason he left, yes, the money, yes, the opportunity to compete on a national stage. But I do think Deion, still in his mid-50s, he's going to be an NFL coach. And I think we have to give this man his flowers. I think by 2025, 2026, 3 to 4 years at Colorado, I think possibly having his team, hey, let's say Deion goes and wins a Pac-12. They get to a New Year's Six bowl. The college football is expanding to 12 teams in 2024. Then there will be a new deal in 2025 with the college football playoff. So we're looking at 12, possibly even more teams going into that time. Deion could have this team win a Pac-12, could have this team in the college football playoff in the next 3 years. Who's to say that doesn't possibly happen now with 12 teams? Deion gets his team to the college football playoff for a year or two. Don't you think NFL teams are going to come calling? Don't you think Deion Sanders wants to eventually end his coaching career with a stint in the NFL? One of the greatest NFL players, one of the greatest NFL personalities of all time, who's transcended the sport, has opportunities with Barstool Sports, getting paid, doing stuff for them, does things with NFL Network, having done things with them in the past, having his show that is going to be picked up by Amazon Prime coming next year with his sons getting opportunity and getting exposure. Don't you think he eventually wants to coach an NFL team? Don't you think he wants to break that stigma of not a lot of black head coaches, coaches of color in the National Football League with this Rooney Rule that is a joke? Deion Sanders is going to be, mark my words, in the next 3 to 5 years, an NFL head coach. I don't know where that's going to be. Could it be his former Cowboys? Could it be possibly a team that he played for here in Baltimore? He played here. Could we see Deion somewhere of notable recognition, that name value? And then having not only Deion, but having saying, not only did I hire Deion, somebody's going to put butts in seats. I hired a black coach. Don't you think one of these owners is going to love that? Hell, the Commanders could be bought by Jeff Bezos. There's talk of Jay-Z. There's talk of all of these powerful, influential guys, P. Diddy and others coming together to buy the Commanders, giving them a new stadium in the DMV area. Deion Sanders in the next 4 or 5 years, maybe, wouldn't he be a great face of the franchise for a tumultuous organization with sexual assault allegations and race violations and just an overall toxic culture? Deion Sanders would be perfect for that organization possibly in the next 3 to 5 years. Maybe his sons are going to be NFL caliber and get drafted. Who knows? But the real reason why Deion Sanders left, yes, the money, yes, the opportunity, yes, to be the head coach of a team in a Power 5 conference, bring back prominence to another failing organization, which he did at Jackson State. This man only lost 5 games. This man has the opportunity to recruit world-class talent from the West Coast. USC, UCLA. He's not far from California. He's in the Midwest. He's got the East Coast ties. We know about the Florida Southern ties. Florida State, Texas is a powerhouse for football. This guy, I think, in the next 3 to 5 years is going to be at the top of NFL owners' list for coaching opportunities. Now, the NFL, I think, is a different game. You're coaching men, not boys. But Primetime is one of the greatest NFL players of all time, one of the greatest 50 players in the NFL's history. Don't you think guys in the NFL, yeah, they're earning a paycheck, but don't you think they would listen to a guy who's won championships, who's won Super Bowls, who's made big-time plays, and people still do his high steps to this day? People still call him Primetime, Coach Prime. You see the statistic, the image up here. Colorado is going to be a must-watch every Saturday. They're going to be a must-watch every week. Like I said, don't expect a Lincoln Riley, Washington, or USC turnaround in 1 year because I don't know if they have that talent right now. But talk to me in about 5 or 6 months after spring ball when we're heading into August, September, getting ready for the opening of the season. When we get to that time where guys are transferring, guys are coming out of college looking for an opportunity to play at a big-time Power 5 school. Like I said, USC and UCLA are leaving. This could be a great opportunity for them as well. Deion wants the kids to get exposure. They want to be on television and regarding his reality show. They want the lights in action, but they got to understand the same thing that caused you to shine will show your blemishes as well. So we're going to give them that. We're going to give them that flowers. We're going to give them the attention. We're going to give them the support. And we need each and every one of you because the caliber of players that we're getting ready to bring to you, they're going to want something. But guess what? I'm going to want something back. I'm not crazy about the NIL, but he knows how to use it. But I understand the NIL. I'd rather our kids be focused on the NFL and not just the NIL. Deion wants these guys to be great in the classroom, make money out of the classroom, but do it in a right way, upstanding, citizen, student, athlete type of way, and have opportunity to play on Sundays. And that's what it's all about. We see that with Nick Saban and the Aflac commercial. Don't you think Deion studied what Nick Saban has done with Alabama, being around him, even though they had a little rift? Don't you think Nick Saban has studied what he's seen from guys like Jimbo Fisher, guys that he coached with at Jackson State have been around him, guys he's had come into his locker room, those post-game speeches, those post-game celebrations, the artists in the hip-hop industry, the influential people in our culture, in the world, getting them to come to Jackson State. Don't you think he's going to be able to do the same in Colorado? He's going to be able to do that times 10. Yes, if somebody offered me 10 times more money today to leave my job, I'm gone. If somebody offered me more opportunity, more belief in me, more opportunity to get my ultimate goal on a grander stage, I'm gone. Deion took the decency to show the kind of stand-up guy he is to tell his team. So all these players saying F you, Deion, get his man his flowers. Put some respect on his name. He's brought relevance and prominence to HBCUs. Now the next Jackson State head coach, the next prominent head coach at an HBCU getting a football job, a basketball job. We've seen a lot of notable names in HBCUs and other schools get opportunities. They're going to be able to get notable names. No, it may not be the level or caliber of Deion, but they're going to be able to get some up-and-coming guys to go to HBCUs, to go to underprivileged opportunities and organizations, to bring prominence back to these organizations and bring prominence back to HBCUs, which I think, as I said, Deion, bringing college game day to Jackson State. All the money put into that community. Other HBCUs, when he goes there, all the money people want to see Jackson State. They want to see how good they are. They want to see them fail. They want to hate on them. They want to see all of these things. Imagine what we will see in Colorado. Like I said, USC and UCLA are leaving. The opportunity is there. College football is expanding. Give it 3 to 5 years. Deion is going to be at the top of NFL coaches' wish list, NFL owners' wish list. Team like the Cowboys, team possibly like the Commanders, a New York team. I don't know. Could it be an opportunity somewhere, maybe here in Baltimore? Who knows? Coach Prime, Deion, he knows what he's doing. He's a leader of men. He's a CEO. He has an infectious personality, and he knows the game of football because he played it. And I think coaching, he's still in his infancy stages as a coach. He's done it in high school. Yes, he's been at Jackson State 3 years. But give him another 3 or 4 years. Imagine him in year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10. How good of a coach he will be, how much better he will be, how much he will have learned. Just think about how much he will learn after this first season in Colorado, being in the Power 5 conferences, because it's going to be some growing pains. He's not going to always have the most talented team as he had at Jackson State, as he had his high school tenure. But imagine what he could do with Colorado, given the resources, the money, NIL dollars, transfer portal dollars, bringing his guys in, being primetime coming into your home with the opportunity to win, get NIL dollars on and off the field, play on Saturdays, and eventually have a chance to play on Sundays as well. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments about Deion going to Colorado, leaving Jackson State. He is not a sellout. Deion, I think, ultimately wants to be the guy at the Power 5 conference, which he will eventually have an opportunity to do with the expansion of college football playoff, leaving of UCLA and USC in the Pac-12. And let's see how they do in that first year. I'll do more videos, more content. I'll follow this situation closely. But let me know what you think about Deion going to Colorado. I think eventually Deion wants to be a head coach of a major NFL team. There are only 32 jobs, not a lot of black coaches. So he could be up there with the Mike Tomlins and be one of those guys that are one of the best coaches in the NFL. But God's favorite host, the host of the Moist here on the Flex Zone Podcast YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys watching me. I just wanted to give my thoughts on this. We will talk about this tonight on the Flex Zone Podcast, episode 370. We have Engraven on tonight as well. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about Deion going to Colorado, leaving Jackson State. What do they do next? Should HBCUs be thankful for Deion? I think they should, because they never had college game day before. And who knows if they ever will again anytime soon. But I think Jackson State still has some apropos to unmitigated gall, to some cachet to get another big name coach out there, and other HBCU money that has helped with the entire HBCU unit culture should be a spirit of gratitude to Deion, and we can only wish him well and be happy for him in his growth, in his elevation, and not termination, because we got to stop this crab in the bucket mentality as a community, as a culture, as a world as well. Just want to talk about it, go more in depth, peel back the layers, give you the real reason why Deion left. Yes, the money, yes, the opportunity is great. Yes, what everybody else wants, because he's not coming alone. He knows to be a great coach, you're not necessarily X's and O's all the time. You're a CEO, and the coaches you hire under you are very, very important players you bring in, especially at the college level, using NIL and transfer portal. Being a leader of men and having guys believe in you and seeing what you've done before, imagine what you can do now with the resources. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 379. Engraven will be on. We'll talk more about Deion. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. What do you expect from Colorado? Say you're one. Expect them to be competitive, but not expect them to compete quite yet. But give them about 2 to 3 years, college football expansion, they could be knocking the door of college football birth in 2 to 3 years, in my opinion. God's favorite host, the host of the Moist, BKD, signing out, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. Hit the subscribe button if you do. I hope you like videos like this. Plenty of content on the channel. Hit the bell to know when we're live. Leave us a thumbs up. Leave us a like. Watch your number. And if you want to donate to the channel, you can donate. Super chat us. Check the ticket down below. Cash App. All that is linked down below. I'm out of here. Happy Monday. I'll see you guys later tonight. Congratulations, Deion. We're happy for you, brother. We want to celebrate these influential individuals in our culture while we can, and hope for the best as he goes out to Colorado. Fan base is ready for a winner. They're going to love it. It brings excitement. His blessed seats, much like we do. I'm out of here. Have a great day. Peace.